Hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here. I'm back for another vlog, and as you can see, I kind of updated my armor for the in-progress Nether update. I have more serious news-ish for the time being, actually, and it involves one of my additional channels. Although, if you're watching it on that channel, you may or may not be aware I have the others. Always check channels on a YouTuber. just saying. Because that would mean you'd know that I actually have several channels, and is why this may be appearing on one that doesn't normally involve Minecraft. But yeah. Well, the thing is, and I tried doing a lot of debugging myself on a lot of things, but sometimes I need professional help, or at least somebody who really knows what in the world they're doing. Well, the thing is, normally on Sundays, I do some Binding of Isaac, and have that on my special Whenever I Isaac channel, which this will also be on, definitely. Uh, but I may have to substitute that for something else, probably Minecraft related, on Sundays, because I usually do something on Sundays. But this is something that may or may not actually apply, because if I can get this whole thing fixed by the following week, then I won't have to really do too terribly much that way. Or worry about it, but we'll see, because I've kind of got a major bug right now in my Binding of Isaac game, and it won't let me get past a certain point. I've tried the usual fixes and they're not working, so I'm gonna have to see just how down the rabbit hole I have to get to fix this problem. And there may or may not be a way to pull it off. I'm suspicious there might be, because there's gotta be a master toggle for a few things that I might be able to use, but I'll see about that. And that's kind of on my end, but you may know what I'm talking about, because it has to deal with turning on and off mods, and I'm wondering if there's maybe something in the files that can let me do it rather than having to do it in-game, because I need to be able to turn them on and off to solve the problem, and I can't get to that point because of the crash. So that's kind of a catch-22. And again, that's normally my Dolphin, you just had the most wondrous of leaps. That was just majestic. But, yeah. As I was saying, the thing is, normally I do Isaac on Sunday as kind of part of my sharing between different channels, because I have my usual Glitch Reaper channel, which I do most of the time, and that's Minecraft related mostly, with maybe an occasional additional game or two on that I enjoy. But it's usually more Minecraft based. I've got also two focus channels. I got my original card game for the win. Yeah, the original card game for the win. It's all abbreviated though, because hence the jumble of letters you may be seeing there. But it's focused on Magic the Gathering, and it will not just be focused on one game per se. It's all going to be Magic the Gathering content, but if I decide to do a live version of it, then I will. If I decide to do like some kind of tabletop simulator, then I might. But usually it's going to be the electronic games like currently MTG Arena, and also occasionally some things from Magic Duels, although most of that time has been kind of went by with like the final update to the game. So that will probably only be an occasional deviation from Arena until they replace Arena itself with something different. I'm not sure what that's going to be. They might make it an Eternal version. That would be kind of cool, but I doubt that, because they tend to be the type that likes to re-perfect things periodically, so I don't really think Wizards of the Coast is going to have an absolute Eternal version of online Magic the Gathering that's preferably simultaneously free to play. So, yeah. But otherwise, again, that one's more based on Magic the Gathering. And of course, there's the Whenever I Isaac channel, which is based on Binding of Isaac. And that's where I have my main issue right now. The thing is, I usually do my Magic the Gathering stuff on Friday because of the tradition of Friday Night Magic. I do my Binding of Isaac stuff on Sunday because it kind of has a bit of a religious theme to it in a way. I mean, it's not like an absolute overemphasis, but it's just something that associates enough that I consider that to be like a Sunday thing, because that day's heavily associated with divine things throughout the world. Although not absolutely. Sometimes some cultures have more divine days than Sunday, but it's just what I've settled with. So just going with that. But again, what happens whenever the whole focus happens to be on one game, and that one game decides to have technical difficulties? I'm a little temporarily out of luck on that one. So I'm doing a mlog instead, or vlog. Yeah, mlog. Mlog. Yeah, there we go, mlog. Because for various reasons, I prefer doing this sort of thing in Minecraft. So, yeah. And the thing is that it does kind of put a bit of a pinch on things whenever I have to deal with technical difficulties on just one thing. Because while my other channels I might have more types of games I might do here and there, for that matter, I started out with very different games in the past, but things just kind of evolved, and very nicely, might add. But that's kind of put an interesting thing with whenever I decide to separate out my content into some things that are a little more focused, because they just don't quite fit with my usual themes, and at the same time they're kind of specialty, and at the same time it's just something where you're thinking you might want something dedicated for that's not your normal channel, and that way you know where to go for it specifically. So yeah, it's kind of how that whole situation is right now, is because I have a channel that's my sole focus is pretty much based around Binding of Isaac content, and my Binding of Isaac game is having technical difficulties. I'm a little out of it. So just saying that if you're seeing that particular channel on hiatus for a while, that is why. Is that I'm trying to have it seriously debugged. But otherwise, I probably in the future will still have additional activities that will be kind of substituting in on Sunday if I can't find another way around it. I'm never going to decommission the channel per se. It just may be out for a while in terms of what I'm doing with it. Hopefully this situation might refresh whenever Repentance comes out, because it could probably get around a lot of these issues, because they're going to have a major coding and API overhaul to make things better. So it might flush this problem right there. However, that'll be a while, because from what I hear, Repentance is going to be out in the summer of 2020, and as of right now, that's a ways off. So, I mean, sure, if you happen to be subscribed to Whenever I Isaac, you might be waiting a while before I pop out with more content, but there's a pretty good chance Repentance in and of itself will handle the issue. Because sometimes whenever they do this sort of thing, they kind of declog a lot of previous stuff, and they get around certain technical difficulties. And from what I hear, they are doing a technical overhaul that will probably eliminate a lot of the previous issues with the game, and for that matter, with a lot of how the code was handled. Basically, inefficiencies will be wiped away, and that's part of their plans. We're not sure just how much of that they're actually going to pull off, but from what I understand, it is being handled with tender loving care from the team that's handling it, which includes, of course, Ed, but also the team that was behind the Anti-Birth expansion. I guess it would be the best term for it. It's not just a mod, it was an expansion to Rebirth. It wasn't... and that was back when mods didn't exactly work out very well with the game, because they handled it beautifully in a way where nobody else did. Nowadays, it has its own API and everything, but that wasn't back then. So whenever they pulled a coding miracle, that really got Ed's attention. So he's been working with the team that originally developed Anti-Birth, and that also means that they are very dedicated to doing it right. So hence why there's been big delays. I know originally they were saying Repentance was going to be out probably actually around this time, but that didn't go through very well, as we know, because they apparently had more things that they had to handle than they originally were expecting. So, and they redecided on some things that they wanted to expand on further. So it just kind of delayed the project, but it is going to be handled with care, and that probably means they're going to get rid of a lot of the things that tended to cause crashes like this, and possibly retroactively, meaning whenever you install the new DLC, it'll probably flush the problems. And that's what I'm really hoping for, is whenever I get Repentance, it'll just take care of that issue if I still have it at the time. And even if I don't, it might prevent further issues like that from happening, because it partially has to do with turning on and off mods. Sometimes the game doesn't know what to do in one situation compared to the other, and it confuses the living tar out of it. Which is hilarious, because there's actually a living tar creature or two in the game, so that's actually quite literal. Uh, Not normally possible to say that with a game, but there you go. Anyhow, you kind of know my situation. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do about Sundays if I can't get this problem taken care of. But there is a chance that one of my other series might be expanded in the Minecraft sector on my main channel. There's also a chance that I might do additional miscellaneous MTG videos on Sundays, because another another thing about it with that channel is they do tend to have weekend events in Arena. So it would be kind of an interesting way of expanding on that and going with, well, what's the weekend event of the week? So yeah, that is a possibility. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do, but at least I have some ideas. For now, I'll be logging off, because that's pretty much everything that I needed to cover, because it is more of a emergency thing where I'm just doing this to kind of inform of what's going on. And otherwise, that's pretty much it for now. Although there is some things that might come up later in the year, there's nothing particularly set, and that means I can't really go over it too terribly much, because I'm not sure if it's even going to go. So it's those kind of situations where it's like, there might be news, there might not be, so it's like, why worry about it? But yeah, it's just that kind of thing is the only other kind of news I would have, and I don't really know if it's going to be news, so I'm pretty much done. Now, as usual, even though I do have the update to my look here with the netherite armor and sword for a while, I still, of course, have my usual tradition with these vlogs, and that's one thing that I'll probably always do, because it's just so fun. So remember, everybody, join the parrot party. Wait, will this be the first time I could do this? Yeah. First set above diamond, and I finally get to dance with it. So, yeah, parrot party! Party, party. Can I duck in midair? Yeah. Yeah. It's weird whenever you're trying to fly and dance at the same time. Oh well. Flying dance! Hey, I'm even more parrot-like than usual. I should have done this a long time ago. Parrot party!